you asked me about Caitlin. If you're going to break a record, to me, if it's legitimate, you have to break that record in the same amount of time that that player.
What Sheryl Swoopes just stated about Caitlin Clark is unbelievable. It seems like she is unable to assist herself. Oneself from adding fuel to the fire with these bizarre and overtly racist statements. How many times, really, does she have to lie before they discover that she is an ESPN analyst, offers an unbiased opinion on Sheryl leans in? Caitlin Clark's dramatic outing, legendary Sheryl Swoopes, has been given again examination by the women's basketball team. The conflict in the community between Swoopes and Clark made his debut in the NCAA National Championship, when remarks from Swoopes appeared to minimize Clark's accomplishments, launching a discussion that has only increased with time. Most recently, Sheryl Swoopes rekindled the discussion with fresh remarks about Caitlin Clark, igniting controversy. According to the Storm Swoopes, Clark had exaggerated success and questioned her method of play. She falsely claimed that Clark had a 22 senior, age 2, was a 25-year-old fifth-year athlete who required around 40 really shots per game. Clark's average around 22. 6 shots each game, which is so obvious the inaccuracies upset the fans. And experts alike. Swoopes further indicated that Clark's accomplishments were exaggerated because she was a member of a formidable squad. Conversely, Chicago Sky's Angel Reese, the interview process was more difficult. According to Swoopes, the Indiana Fever might get to the postseason without Clark, wouldn't without the Chicago skyline. I thought this sentence was very contentious as it minimized the influence of Clark's efforts, which have gained widespread recognition as revolutionary for the group. These Swoopes remarks are troubling for, first of all, they're factually false, undermining her. Second, they seem to target in a manner that seems intimate with Clark, instead of the claim of objective. Swoopes disregards the background of Clark's real performance as well as her team's dynamics, making them seem more implausible assaults rather than justifiable critiques. The public responses to Swoopes' remarks has been harsh, with many people accusing her of having racist feelings against Clark. Swift experienced a backlash as fans and analysts resorted to social media and different channels to convey their shock. Some contend that repeated Swoopes assaulting Clark, a white athlete, during supporting and shielding black athletes, such as Angel Reese's racial Swoopes undertones fueled the debate by asserting that black racists cannot exist. A claim that spurred more discussion about this claim is divisive, as it oversimplifies the intricate characteristics of racism, and it may demonstrate that racism isn't just about personal sentiments, but also regarding systemic relations of power and prejudice, which, regardless of the role of race in women's, these racial dynamics in basketball, especially moving. The sport has a wide range of participants, and conversations concerning representation and race are significant. Swoopes' remarks and after defense poses crucial questions on how we see and handle racial sports-related issues. A reminder that even in an environment as advanced as basketball for women, underlying conflicts and prejudices may still manifest, impacting how gamers behave and what they've accomplished. Examined and spoken about. Sheryl leans in. A recent remark on Caitlin Clark has the capacity to throw a lengthy shadow over Clark's emerging profession for a young sportsman such as Clark, who's only starting to in the WNBA. Mark, these claims may impact critics of public perception, could begin to doubt her accomplishments not due to her abilities, but because a renowned person like Swoopes has expressed reservations about this level of examination, may be very difficult for Clark, since she manages the rigorous standards that come with being a youthful first-round draft choice. Female athletes already deal with a lot of pressures. They often face harsher judgment more brutally than their male colleagues, and must continually demonstrate their value. For Clark has 2 challenges. First, she needs to keep up her on-court performance while also addressing external remarks that cast doubt on her legitimacy. This extra weight may have an impact on her. Factors related to mental health and confidence that are essential to every athlete's success in the long term. Swoopes' remark could influence Clark's WNBA transition if supporters and the media begin to accept the account of Clark's academic achievement was inflated. Thus, she may not get the same degree of acknowledgement and assistance that the other novices that get. This could impede her capacity to be bought and have an impact endorsements, which are crucial elements of her career as a professional athlete. Moreover, persistent probing of her skills may produce a poisonous surroundings that are more difficult for her to put her game first and develop as a player to comprehend the significance of swoops. The remarks are useful. Persistent probing of her skills may produce a poisonous surroundings that are more difficult for her to put her game first and develop as a player to comprehend the significance of swoops. The remarks are useful. Examine her past in light of one important. The 2008 controversy is an incident from her history. Serving as the head coach of the Loyola University, the women's basketball team makes a steal. Grave claims of abuse notifies the service that she has developed unfriendly surroundings for her players, resulting in allegations of emotional and verbal mistreatment. The circumstances worsened to the moment when 10 of the 12 players charged her with abusing the university started a probe. This significantly raised awareness of Swoopes' techniques of coaching. The repercussions of this scandal had a significant impact on. Notwithstanding her reputation and professional background, was a well-known athlete during her transition. These tarnished coaching accusations. The background of contentious, the management of behavior and conflicts is pertinent given her present situation. Remarks on Caitlin Clark. It implies a series of unsatisfactory exchanges with participants and a tendency for generating conflict with the B basketball. The community hasn't been quiet about in the wake of Swoopes' contentious remarks. Responses have been mixed, although many analysts, coaches, and players have arrived going to defend Caitlin Clark. A little bit have brought attention to the errors in Swoopes' remarks that highlight Clark's college accomplishments were exceptional in every way. They claim that these unjustified critiques have a detriment to Clark, as well as the sports commentary's integrity. Caitlin Clark and her backers has reacted gracefully and resiliently, although Clark isn't participating in a direct confrontation, is what she keeps coming back to. Her game and let her acting to do the talking for herself. Her backers consist of other players and supporters have united beside her, reiterating the story. Think her achievement is well merited and valid. This circumstance has spurred a more extensive conversation of the significance of responsibility and veracity in athletics. Remarks in a region where false information may travel fast. It is essential that reputable individuals like Swoopes make sure their claims are impartial and truthful. The media has been in considering the dispute between Sheryl Swoopes and Caitlin Clark, sporting various media outlets analyzing Swoopes' remarks and highlighting their errors and possible mainstream racist undertones. Both smaller blogs and sports media have emphasized how Swoopes' comments falsely overstate Clark's qualifications and unduly diminish her accomplishments. Social networking has increased the conversation, with Twitter and other sites and comments are exploding on Instagram. Hashtag endorsing Clark but denouncing Swoopes are on the rise, escalating the discussion. Visible and drawing in a larger viewership. Public opinion is divided, with many supporting Clark while denouncing Swoopes for erroneous and prejudiced critique, with a few defensive Swoopes recommending that her season insights provide useful insight despite the shortcomings. Information. Jason Whitlock has shown no hesitation. Swoopes, in his censure of Sheryl, criticized Swoopes for her false remarks on Caitlin Clark and preceded more charges that she was involved in racial idolatry. In Whitlock's opinion, Swoopes' remarks don't really pertain to Clark's aptitude, and further information on racial dynamics. He says that in the sport, Swoopes is inappropriately using her platform to be critical of a skilled white player when advancing black gamers and portraying it as a Whitlock's brand of reverse racism. More general remarks on WNBA culture have offered a new dimension to the discussion. He said that there is an extremely powerful, the WNBA has a culture of irate lesbians, implying that the surroundings may be antagonistic to athletes. Like as Clark, these days remarks have been really contentious, provoking heated discussion on the customs of women's basketball and the knowledge it participants. Thus, what are your opinions on? Please inform us in the comments section below.